Hello everyone, and welcome back to Global Spec Racing. We are here at the Circuit of the Americas, or COTA, in Austin, Texas, USA, for round 13 of Tier 2 Season 4. Joining me once again in the commentary box is GSRTHRASHER. How you doing, mate?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good, thanks. So, fingers crossed then, we'll see a race much like we did in Canada, nice and close, and of course, nice and competitive, because of course now the championship just with 3 rounds to go, and the top is as tight as ever, just 6 points between our two championship contenders. I thought it was tied on points, but Beebcheeb got his penalty removed after the race, which promoted him to P3 and FH down to P4. So now the championship is up to 6 points, but still anything can happen, because the championship it's only gonna get closer as we are now in the final fifth of this season. Of course, Beebcheeb wanting to be our first back-to-back champion in GSR, and FH of course wanted to make up for his for the championship that got snatched away from him last season in Tier 3. So both these drivers then with equally good motives to win this championship in Brazil.
Yeah, definitely a close championship for sure. Like you said, FH and um, Beebcheeb, who currently are second and fourth right now in qualifying. Yeah, with just 2 more races after this, this is definitely going to shape up to be, and definitely for sure, a great battle when we reach Brazil.
Yeah. Yeah, it's should be fingers crossed. Of course, both these drivers have got to get good result, especially FH, in order to keep the championship close. He well, I mean, almost got to finish ahead of Beebcheeb today. In order to keep the championship, of course, nice and close. It won't be the be all and end all, but it'll definitely swing the advantage in Beebcheeb's favour, and FH will be more determined than ever to make up for last season.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said last season, where FH got the championship taken away from him in Tier 3. Um, he wants a championship badly, so he knows what he has to do um, to get the Tier 2 championship.
Yeah, absolutely. But at the moment, neither of them are on pole. Vapor JS, the former Tier 4 driver, now of course Tier 3, he's currently topping the times on a 1 minute 30.0. Well, JS, or Deluxe as he was formerly known, he's improved greatly throughout this season. He's become so consistent. More importantly, he's become so fast. It's really been great to see for Deluxe. Of course, with him being out of there now, that then closes, of course, the Tier 4 championship up, which of course had a very climactic ending last night. But yeah, so but Deluxe appearance today will not affect how the top 2 run, because the top 2, they're kind of in a world of their own now. I think there's about 44-point gap between FH and Abra, which is pretty big gap regarding Tier 2 standards. So I'm more than inclined to say, unless actually no, Abra's not here today, so he will pretty much be out of the championship fight once this weekend is out, provided the fact both FH and Beebcheeb score well some points today. Well, I mean, actually, is Abra already out of the standings? I think he is. No, he's not quite. He's 50. He needs to be 52 points behind to be completely out of the championship fight. But it's more than likely, knowing the speed of FH and Beebcheeb, it's simply just going to be down to them for what's likely to be a very climactic end to Tier 2 Season 4.
Yeah, definitely. And also interesting is Declare, is third in standings, who's 44 points behind FH. So, they're definitely going to be obviously the top two battling for the championship. But what could be an interesting battle for third between Leclerc, F1 Boy, and even Jimbo. So, uh, not only that, but constructors, 17 points
Yeah.
separate McLaren and Williams. So
Yeah, the Williams really did it did close up to McLaren in the last time out, but in my opinion, one of the prime reasons for that was because a legit Tier 1, he shouldn't have really raced at that in that race. But Beebcheeb doing the job for Williams at the moment. He is well, of course, our current championship leader, and he is currently ahead of FH in this qualifying session. So Beebcheeb at the moment, he knows what he needs to do, and he's absolutely doing that in order to gain on FH. Vapor JS then goes 2/10 quicker. So JS then, of course, he got practice in yesterday, and he is really going for it at the moment. He wants to prove why he will be Tier 2 next season. Across the line comes Beebcheeb then. He slots onto the front row. Exactly what he needs then for the championship. FH at the moment is not improving. So this could be a bit of a downfall for FH. Of course, one of the most crucial qualifying sessions of the season. Of course, you can get past it with the two long straights, but of course, it's not about that. It's simply about how close we are now to the season, because every single qualifying session and every single race point absolutely counts. Simply because of how close these guys are. If Beebcheeb gets the upper hand on FH, that could be the difference between a championship and no championship.
yeah, definitely. Only 6 points separating the two, and still, including this one, 3 races left in the season. So, Beebcheeb can not really afford a bad race, but can afford it more than FH. FH has to have a great race today if he wants to either gain on Beebcheeb or even pass Beebcheeb in the championship today. So definitely going to be the story of the race between Beebcheeb and FH.
Yeah, absolutely. Because what we've got to remember is the gap is it's only small. It's only the difference between a race win and second place. If FH manages to win today, that'll be him having an advantage going into Mexico, and I know for a fact FH is incredibly good around Mexico. So of course, though, he's got to keep it clean. It doesn't matter how quick he is. If anything, arguably, penalties are, well, equally as important around here, because we've seen so many times this weekend. I know in Tier 3, Cool Kyogre won because he didn't have any penalties. GSR Grosjean got P2 in Tier 4 because he had less penalties, and even as recently as last night, Busy Gorgon, he got P2 because he didn't have any penalties. I'm not sure if that was the same for Tier 5. Thrasher, you'll probably be able to tell me.
Yeah, actually, Charlie, who had a lot of penalties, who was running P2 on track, actually dropped out of the podium, and both Nossman and Joseph only had 6 seconds. They slotted on to second and third, but there was no match for Static, who won by like 30 seconds at least.
Well then, yeah, so pretty dominant drive there for Static, but of course back to back to Tier 2. Um, of course, there is a fight for the second runner-up as well between Abra, Leclerc, and now Jimbo is now getting into that fight. Of course, Jimbo want to get a good result today, not only because of his own championship campaign, but of course to try and help McLaren seal the constructors at the end of this season, because McLaren they could seal the constructors in Mexico, but it's going to be a big ask simply because Beebcheeb is in there, and of course well, McLaren, they have had their fair share of results, but most likely both championships will be decided in Brazil. Well, that's whether or not FH stuffs it up in any of these races, or if Beebcheeb, for that fact, stuffs it up in these races, because championship is ever close. It only takes one mistake from these guys, and that could be it for their championship campaign.
Yeah, definitely. Both championships, both constructors and drivers are definitely going to be, I wouldn't say will be decided today, but I have a good idea of what could happen after today's race.
Yeah, very true. Of course, we had our season finale in Mexico last season, and that proved to be quite an unforgiving track because, yeah, unfortunately, it's a bit of an anticlimactic end to the championship, with, of course, Beebcheeb pretty much given the championship for free because Archie and Davis crashed out in that race. But that just shows you something, how one, unforgiving the curbs are there, and two, just how crucial the results are going to be, because FH was running a very good race in Tier 3, and unfortunately Tom Katori, of course, Iron Man at the time, he made a bit of a mistake which caused FH to go out, and unfortunately ruined his championship campaign. Broken Reptile went on to become the second Tier 3 champion. Of course, it would have been a big ask for FH to win the championship anyway, but still, it was a big shame for FH. But of course, he does have a second chance in Tier 2. But of course, Beebcheeb is not gonna go without a fight, especially because he at the moment is on top of this championship.
Yeah, definitely. And as everyone's sitting in their final laps or getting ready to sit their final laps, it's going to be very, very not stressful for FH to try and get ahead of Beebcheeb, but that's what he wants to get pole. But it's all going to come down to these final laps. Everyone is on their final lap other than Drema.
Beebcheeb at the moment is 1.5 tenths up. That'll put him on provisional pole. But the question is, what can Vapor JS do? Beebcheeb then is going to be the first one to complete his lap. Round the final corner comes our championship leader. Where is this going to put him? Put him for one of the most crucial races of the season. It's provisional pole for our championship leader. Vapor JS then is a little bit up. Where's our other championship contender going to be? I can't tell at the moment because it hasn't come up with the first sector split. We'll find out at the second sector split though. Are any of the other guys improving? Davis then improves. Edgar's then improves massively up into P3. Leclerc is also improving. FH is not improving though. He could have a horrendous qualifying, which could really affect him. Vapor JS then is still up. Jimbo then goes P4. Where is Leclerc going to be then? Leclerc then dips into the 29s, goes P3. Here comes Vapor JS then. Can he steal his first tier?
12.
Yeah. Can he steal his first Tier 2 pole? Yes, he can. Vapor JS then with a brilliant lap. to secure his first Tier 2 pole. But what a story that is. Not quite. Yeah, Beebcheeb then P2 FH 12th. That could be massive for the charity. 6/10 off his championship rival. As far as I could tell, it just didn't seem to go his way. Did he forget a setup or something? That's not like FH at all. But Vapor JS then with a brilliant lap to secure his first Tier 2 pole on his Tier 2 debut. Then Beebcheeb then gets second. Leclerc is third. Fourth is Edgars. Fifth is Jimbo. Sixth is Dramer. Seventh is KDX Breyer. Eighth is SSR Hamilton. Ninth is Scary Spunk. 10th is Davis. 11th is Matty. 12th is FH. 13th is Dougal. 14th is Abra. 15th is Cormac. 16th is Just Dylan Boy. 17th is Edgar Garbinski. 18th is Alabama Outlaw. And 19th, and rounding off our grid, is Striker XX23.
Yeah, huge disappointing qualifying for FH. Only 12th. Which is, like you said, it's definitely not like FH. FH usually isn't that far off the pace. I know I was on board with him, and in the final corner he locked up, but I don't know if that did anything. But I mean, this now means that FH is gonna have to work very hard through traffic to end up getting to Beebcheeb to even have a shot at a win.
Absolutely. Of course. Because he got absolutely destroyed by his teammate as well, which is also very unusual. It just seemed like it was either FH couldn't get the lap together, because he certainly wasn't invalidating. So it's not penalties that are his problem. It's just pace that was his problem in qualifying. Of course, complete opposite of Vapor JS, or formerly known as GSR Deluxe. He had an absolute cracker of a lap. A brilliant time, and it questions me now. Should he even be in Tier 3, considering he got that lap? It's a bit odd in my opinion, but anyway, now they're going from the grid for one of the most important races in Tier 2 Season 4.
Yeah, definitely. That is, like you said, should he even be in Tier 3? He started out in Tier 4, and then was outpacing Tier 4 by a lot. Moved to Tier 3, got pole in Tier 3, won a race in Tier 3, and now Tier 2 reserving gets pole.
It's mental. It's a bit mental in my opinion, because it's crazy how he's managed to do that. Clearly, he must be very good at this track. Well, saying that though, Tier 3 pole by Fruiticoast Alarm was actually quicker than the Tier 2 pole. So, well, and we saw what happened to Fruity in the race. So, I don't know if the same will happen to JS, because it's a tough call really. It's gonna be interesting to see how he does on his Tier 2 debut. Of course, these guys a lot quicker on their race pace, and of course Beebcheeb this time he's got the qualifying hooked up, because as we know he's not the particularly greatest qualifier in Tier 2, but he did manage to get it hooked up in qualifying. Of course, FH most definitely did not. So this could be huge if the championship stays like this. If they finish where they are now, Beebcheeb will nearly have a race win gap to FH, which means he could seal it in Mexico. So FH, he's got to absolutely work his way through the field in order to keep this championship alive.
Yeah, definitely. FH is on the medium, so he's gonna look for what I would think medium. I don't know if he can maybe make them last to the softs, maybe the mediums to soft.
Yeah, you can.
So that's probably what he's trying to do. But you know, him and Beebcheeb are gonna be the main two to watch.
Absolutely. Of course, the battle for third place, the championship. Of course, with Deluxe and with Abrar's absence, Leclerc will have a huge opportunity to get to third in the championship. Here we go then. Oh, why is it giving me such an awkward angle? Showing me the front two's front wings for some reason. So when the light's gonna come on then? Here we go then. 5 red lights. We're underway here in Kota. It's a good start for Beebcheeb. He's immediately gonna go to the inside, but Vapor JS fends him off. Leclerc then is trying to go round the outside of Beebcheeb. There's a little bit of contact there. I believe that's with Scarius, but they've managed to make it through okay. Now through the S section is Vapor JS who leads. Leclerc is all over the back of Beebcheeb, and Leclerc actually goes really wide. For some reason I got gap on leader, I don't know why. But Jimbo has actually made a good start as well. He's up to P4. Eggers has lost out. FH is staying in position. I don't think he's got any damage, which is crucial. KDX then past Eggers, but Dramer then trying to go up the inside of Eggers. I think Eggers may have got damage off that because he's got an absolutely horrendous start so far. Eggers just dropping down the field then. Davis may have a go on Eggers, and he's already going to the inside. I think Eggers most definitely does have front wing damage. Scarius and Harrison then, and that's Scarius then around. But apart from that, as usual, pretty clean start from Tier 2 here in Kota.
Yeah, definitely. You know, definitely a lot of drivers, gaining a lot of spots off, the start. Just Dylan Boy, who, barely even races Tier 3, up to P10 already. So, he got a lot of guys, like I said, definitely getting a lot of spots.
Yeah. Absolutely, for some reason the graphic is showing us the wrong thing. SSR Hamilton then is past Eggers, but Eggers is pretty much going to be a sitting duck at the moment because he's got that wing damage, which is really going to affect, especially through this almost never-ending section of fast corners. So unfortunate for Eggers then, but that will then bring FH into the points, and his teammates got a penalty already. So, and as I mentioned, penalties are a huge factor here in Kota. So could that be the downfall of Leclerc? Because at the moment, if I can get the gap to leader, he would be down to where Dramer is. He'll be down to P6 from P3, and that will not help his championship chances for third place. Abrar then hadn't noticed at the start, but he's now up into 12th, just behind one of our championship contenders. But JS then he's still controlling the pace. He'll probably want to help FH out a little bit there because of course he's going to try and keep Beebcheeb behind him, but of course they've got to keep it clean. As just Dylan Boy then trying to go up the inside of Eggers now. Eggers goes wide, and that is just Dylan Boy almost past him. A little bit of banging of wheels there, and this could allow FH then to have a go on potentially both of them. But Eggers then trying to stick it round the outside. FH then trying to get in there as well. But FH does not get past. FH said he will want to try and make up as many positions as possible, but of course he's got to be careful that he does not get penalties, because penalties can be deadly around here. FH then goes round the outside of Eggers. Nice move there from the Irishman, and he goes through. He's now into the points. So it's pretty much the case of damage limitation now and trying to get up to the back of Beebcheeb.
Yeah, Edgar's losing a lot of spots now. Ab gets past him, but Edgar's now looking to the inside of Abrar, and decides not to make the move. But top 8, all in a DRS train, and then you've got just Dylan Boy, 1.8 back, and FH, leading medium runner, just behind him. So definitely a
Yeah.
Crazy start to the race.
Yeah, of course. FH will go longer in your mic's repeating, by the way. I don't know if you're watching the stream alongside, but just make sure of that. Oh, dear. So then, back to the front then. Vapor JS then. Beebcheeb is starting to gain down on him, but I suspect he'll have the help of DRS in doing that. Leclerc is also maintaining position, but his penalty would promote Jimbo up into P3. That'd be big then for McLaren's points at the moment, because at the moment the other Williams is down last. That is Alabama Outlaw. FH then, I don't think he's really getting the medium switched on at the moment. He's trying to get the full pace out of them, but at the moment it's just not working for the Irish driver. He might try and have a go on Just Dylan Boy. He seems to be quite quick throughout this section. Just Dylan Boy then, he's almost used up his entire battery. Edgar's an Alabama Outlaw then. No, Alabama is he's left, so that's fine. So then, can FH have a go on Just Dylan Boy? No, he can't. He's just not quite close enough here, and this will be frustrating him so much, because Beebcheeb at the moment is in second place, where he needs to be at the moment in order for him to gain massively on this championship. At the moment, the gap at the front would go from 6 points to 23. So this would be massive. This will be a massive helping hand in Beebcheeb's favour, and of course Beebcheeb is not one to let up. He is one of the most consistent drivers in the field, as seen by both this season and last season. So can he keep that up? It's Just Dylan Boy is actually gaining on SR Hamilton now, but FH, he'll be getting so frustrated right now because he desperately wants to get past that racing point in front of him. So then, FH then, he's finally got past Just Dylan Boy. He does brilliant move then at the S's. FH then gets past the racing point, and now his next target, Just Dylan Boy, actually gets a penalty from that, as FH now is going to go on the hunt for SSR Hamilton then. Meanwhile, the top two, Beebcheeb then is he's going to be having a go on Vapor JS. Vapor JS then holds the inside line. Can Beebcheeb make it round the outside? JS then holds his line, but Beebcheeb is, I believe he's going to take the lead. Not quite, because JS is still there, but Beebcheeb then is up into the lead of this race, and that is crucial for the championship. Beebcheeb then up into the lead here in Kota. That's massive then, massively significant then for the championship. But can JS have a go back on him then? Because he could have a go, because he's got more. Actually, no, he doesn't have more battery. So here comes JS then. He's coming back at the championship leader. He dives it up the inside at the Williams, but I don't think he's going to quite get him. No, he doesn't. Beebcheeb then remains in first. This is massively significant then. Edgar Binsky then goes out, but Beebcheeb then a thoroughly crucial move then to get Vapor JS then.
Yeah, Vapor JS now all over the back of Beebcheeb. Gonna look to definitely make him. Oh, Leclerc.
That's an ambitious move for Leclerc. He may get a triple slipstream here, and Jimbo may get a quadruple slipstream here. So it's gonna be interesting. Can Jimbo then get up the inside of Edgar's, his fellow ETSR? Sorry, no, that's Leclerc. Sorry. Oh, Edgar's is all the way down in P16, but Leclerc then still holding on. Of course, Leclerc at the moment has got a 3-second penalty, which will massively hinder his chances at the moment. FH then trying to get on the back of SSR Hamilton. He's got the pace of Beebcheeb, because he's still keeping that gap consistent, but But of course that doesn't matter at the moment because he's got to try and close in on that gap. Of course that could be because he's on the harder tyre, but here comes Leclerc then on Vapor JS. This is really helping Beebcheeb at the moment because Beebcheeb is now getting away from the racing point. Meanwhile, just keep on cutting between the two championship contenders because that is crucial at the moment. Abra then gets past Justin Boy through turn 1. He could have a go. Justin Boy could have a go back at him through this S section, but he doesn't. He's not quite able to do so. FH then is now within DRS range of. Actually no, he's not now. SR Hamilton's up the inside of Davis then. Oh, he gets a massive slide out of the out of that corner. FH then doesn't get DRS detection zone in time. Here comes SR Hamilton then. We're going on board with them. SR Hamilton going up the inside of Davis. Massive lock up there for Harrison. But he gets past. He gets past the American. And is now through up into 7th. But he's still getting a lot of twitching going on there. Incredible to watch. Oh, Abra spun. That's going to be... It's getting worse and worse for Abra to be a runner-up in this championship because Leclerc is now... He's not legit on the podium. He's legit P4 at the moment. But Beebcheeb then, he is just controlling the gap at the moment. Beebcheeb is doing everything he needs to do. FH then past Davis, down the inside and up into P8. Goes our championship contender. He's once again trying to minimise the amount of points he loses to Beebcheeb. He will now of course be quicker because his tyres will degrade less than these guys, and of course his tyres will not overheat unlike the soft runners. So FH is in a prime position at the moment to gain back the time he lost to Beebcheeb.
Yeah, and this top 4, you know, all on the DRS train, slipstream, it's all they matter about. Jimbo, actually, if I'm correct, has the most out of the top 4, as both Vapor and Beebcheeb are underneath. Well, Beebcheeb was
always
underneath.
going up the inside.
Oh, Jimbo.
Leclerc fighting it out. Yeah, Eggers is not really in this race though. Can Jimbo then try and have a go on Leclerc, but not quite. Doesn't quite have a go. FH then getting close to SSR Hamilton now. Of course, FH will have clear air, so he will want to use that to his advantage. And of course, he'll be on the softs at the end of the race, which will also give him quite a big advantage. But Leclerc's in then. Leclerc in for an early stop. I'm guessing he's either going on to the hards or he's going to do the 2-stop. So we'll have to see then what Leclerc does. What tires is he going to go on to? He's going on the hard, so he is indeed going to the end. Is Edgar's. Sorry, Leclerc. Fuck. God damn it. Right then, so that then promotes FH then up into P7. And of course he'll be on much quicker tyres at the end of the race, and much newer tyres at the end of the race, I should say. So so we'll have to see how that goes. But he's getting very, very close to SSR Hamilton and Dramer now. Could he maybe get a double move? Of course he's gonna have triple slipstream because KDX is also within range as well. So can FH get a good exit onto this straight? He's using his overtake then. Here he goes then on SSR Hamilton. I doubt SSR Hamilton will put up much of a fight because of the championship. Dramer then going on KDX round the outside. These two fighting as FH then gets past Harrison and up into P6 now. Dramer and KDX going side by side. Could that then allow FH to try and have a go then on these two drivers? KDX then gets a really bad run, which allows Dramer through. Dramer then passed up into P4. FH is right with them now. FH then he's gonna go round the outside of KDX. Brilliant move there from the Irishman, and he goes through that up into P5 now. He is really going for it at the moment. And it's clearly paying off right now because FH, we can tell from his driving style, he is so determined right now.
Yeah, he's definitely focused on getting past Dreamer here and starting to close that gap down to top three. But KDX also comes into the pits and it's going to take the hard compound tire, so he's going to go to the end there. This camera picks up a 3-second, but FH getting really close to Dream right here as the Claire picks up in the 3rd second.
Yeah. And he's actually gaining on Beebcheeb now. He hits him though. Oh, that was such a risky move there from FH. I'm not sure whose fault that was, but Harrison then gets back past them. Could he get both Dramer and FH? And he does. FH then trying to go on both of them. Down the inside goes the Irishman. And I think FH has got both of them. He's now been to P4. That was a very risky move. And I think he's got a touch of wing damage from that, as I could tell by his wing. But that could have easily ended very badly there for FH. But thankfully he is still in this race. Beebcheeb then in, as is Jimbo. So these drivers then coming into the pits for their stops, as does Harrison, Dramer, not Davis. Davis stays out. What tires do they go on to though?
Mediums for Jimbo. And
yep.
Beebcheeb. They're all going to go to the mediums.
Yeah, mediums are now in range to do what they can, so smart choice there from these drivers. But of course now FH is starting to eat into the gap of Vapor JS. Of course his tyres now will be going off very dramatically, and he's gained 3/10 in the first sector alone. So I think Vapor JS's tyres now are pretty much gone. Davis then also losing a lot of time now. So FH, he's in the prime position now. But of course Beebcheeb will be on fresh mediums, and he'll be on fresh tyres for the next 7 laps before FH comes in. I'm guessing to fit the soft tyres. Of course he will be quick, but of course the soft tyres they do heat up very quickly around this track. So he's got to be mindful of that.
Yeah, and something as Jimbo now gets past Dougal. But Leclerc, who pitted a lot before and went to the hards, is now in front of Beebcheeb. So
oh yeah,
I know Leclerc obviously has penalties, but on track Leclerc is in front of Beebcheeb. Could this possibly shake up the championship? Maybe cost Beebcheeb some time as it's Vapor JS pit, and so does Davis.
So Vapor JS and Davis pit, of course they'll be going on to the medium tyres. Medium tyres can easily get to the end of the race at this point. So then, Davis also goes on to a set of mediums. So the only ones out there now on their original tyres are, well, I was just about to say Abrod's just come in. Oh, that's a bit of a fight between SSR Hamilton and KDX. Oh, they almost make contact, but SSR Hamilton gets through then. And he'll, of course, continually have the faster tyres because KDX did come in a lap earlier. Matty then. Oh, I think Matty's left because he's in AI mode. I don't know about that, but that...
They were ghosting inside of each other.
Oh, no. Must just be a connection issue then. Matty then. He could have a go on Beebcheeb then. Going down into turn 12, but he doesn't quite. And Jimbo then is going to be close to the back of him as well. But, of course, we're now to see how the gap fares between Leclerc. Oh, Jimbo then gets past Matty up the inside. But Matty then is going to try and fight it round the outside. But he's going to be on the outside of the track. And there's not a lot he can do. Jensen has the superior tyre wear. And, of course, the superior line. Vapor JS then gets past Dougal. Vapor JS then, he's lost a lot of time. staying out for those extra 2 laps. He's so far behind Beebcheeb now. He's about, hang on. He's about 5 seconds. He's about 4 seconds behind them. So that has really hurt Vapor JS doing that. But Leclerc then has already eaten a second into FH's time. So I don't know if this will work out for FH or not, as Jimbo now gets a penalty. But that did not work out for Vapor JS at all. He's lost a lot of time during that.
Yeah, it also didn't help that he had contact with
Oh yeah, I've
Google.
just noticed that.
Vapor went and tried to pass him around the outside, coming into the final 2 corners, and kind of shoved Dougal off track. So that also lost him a little time. But Beebcheeb gets past Leclerc.
Yeah, Beebcheeb then, nice easy move then. Superior tyres, and with the DRS, he gets past then the Alfa Romeo. Jimbo then, he'll want to go for the move as well, because Leclerc's hards are clearly not working at the moment. They might come back at the end of the race, but the mediums can easily get to the end. So it's not looking good for Leclerc at the moment, and plus he has a penalty. So it's looking a bit on edge for Leclerc at the moment. But of course he'll try to close up on Beebcheeb. He'll try to hold him up as much as possible. He actually goes for it up the inside. Goes Leclerc, but he doesn't phase Beebcheeb at all. And now Beebcheeb will just go eating into FH's gap. This is maybe the championship slipping through FH's fingers at the moment.
Davis goes up and gets past Edgar's for the final point spot.
Yeah.
But sorry, Hamilton is now getting close to Dougal.
Yeah, so Harrison then could have a go then, going down into... Oh, he goes for him already. Okay, that was a big dive. And he will have DRS, so I think that's Harrison through. Very opportunistic move there from the Brit, and he manages to get through. But Leclerc then still on the back of Beebcheeb. Leclerc is not giving up yet. He, of course, I believe he's in the same party as FH, and of course everyone in that party will want to do everything they can to help FH with the championship. FH then, he'll be going probably another 2 to 3 laps on those tyres before he will mount a charge on the soft tyres. But how will those softs fare? How quickly will they heat up? How much can he gain back on these drivers? Because it's going to be interesting to see, because this could be a matter of life or death in terms of the championship with FH's strategy right now.
Ooh, contact between KDX and Dougal. KDX went for a late dive on Dougal. And not by him, Dream in front of him picks up a 3 second.
I believe though, KDX is all good because he doesn't seem to have any damage. So all good then for KDX. Abra then past Just Dylan Boy. Just Dylan Boy is not really he doesn't really have a lot of pace on those tyres at the moment. But someone who definitely does have a lot of pace on their tyres is Leclerc. Leclerc then trying to get on the back of Beebcheeb, but of course Leclerc has a penalty and Beebcheeb and FH do not. So that could be interesting at the end of this race. As does Jimbo also has a penalty actually, as does Dramer and KDX. So Leclerc is 6 seconds now. I didn't realise that. So that will then promote Jimbo up into P3 now, which will be good for McLaren in the championship because they'll do damage limitation to Williams. But question is, where will FH come out into? Oh, he has a big lock up into turn 1. I reckon he'll come out about where Davis is, I'm gonna say. because he's gonna lose quite a bit of time. The time you lose is about 19 seconds, so yeah, it'll come out about where Matty will be.
Yeah, I think he'll come out right behind oh my God, Davis as Just Dillenboy actually retires. I think he
Yeah,
retired in the pits. But
yeah,
yeah, I
yes.
think he's gonna come out right behind Davis, right in front of this battle between Matty and Edgar's, as Edgar's picks up another 3 seconds.
Yeah, but Leclerc then just not quite being able to get close enough to beat you, and of course the penalties, they matter as well. But of course Leclerc's penalties, they could help out FH if FH gets close enough. But the gap now is only 2 seconds to Beebcheeb. Does FH come in this lap? Does he risk taking those tyres 12 laps? Of course he's very good on his tyres. So will he come in then and minimise the time lost to Beebcheeb? No, he doesn't. He doesn't pit this lap. He'll probably pit next lap. But Beebcheeb then, he's nearly within 1 second range, and FH has still got to do another pit stop. So right now it's not looking good for FH at all. He's well, he is determined. There's no doubt about that. But he's got to try. He's got to try and gain a truckload of time on those softs. Otherwise, again, as I said earlier, that could be his championship slipping through his fingers.
Yeah, the more time he stays out, um, more time he stays out, the more time he's gonna lose. Um, and Beebcheeb now is within DRS range, and does get DRS. So I think FH is definitely gonna pit this time.
Yeah. FH at the moment, he will not even be in the points as he when he comes out. So, because Matty is now 18 seconds behind him. So it's going to be close to him and Matty. Of course, Matty still have to make another pit stop. You're definitely behind Davis, so you'll definitely be out of the points. This is not looking good for FH at the moment as Beebcheeb then tries it up the inside. The skies are darkening though.
Is there a chance of rain?
Ooh. This could be why FH has stayed out for so long. Rain. Could this really help FH then? But Beebcheeb then, he's going to waste no time in getting past his championship contender. Here comes Beebcheeb then, up the inside into turn 1. FH has got nothing to defend because his tyres are so old now. Beebcheeb then back into the lead of this race. Leclerc then will also try and get past, but of course FH will have a 6-second gap to Leclerc. Yeah, this could be interesting because we could have rain coming in at the end of this race, which could neutralise things. But FH at the moment just holding up Leclerc, and Beebcheeb is just getting away at the moment. So I don't know if FH has made the right strategy call at the moment. It's well. I mean, we'll have to see if there's rain, but oh, it's gonna be really tight at the end of this race. He's not going to hold up his teammate because Jimbo now is 6 seconds. Here comes Jimbo then on Leclerc. He could go up the inside. Then up the inside Leclerc. Jimbo then with a brilliant double move there. Jimbo then up into P2 in this race. Of course, that would be a legit P5 because Vapor JS now is in he's in a podium position now. FH then is in a legit P2 at the moment. But how much time will FH lose until well, supposedly the rain comes? Because he's still staying out there, so I personally reckon he's trying to stay out to the rain period. Oh, he gets a massive snap off the exit the final corner. Let me just look at his tyres. His tyres do not look good at all, and he just keeps on locking up. He's just losing more and more time to these guys. And it's looking better. It's getting better and better for Beebcheeb now.
Or max out safety car. That definitely helps FH.
That changes everything now because FH now will be right with these guys again. So, was FH possibly waiting for a safety car? Because he's got up into legit P4 now. Who was that who retired? That was Cormac. Cormac retired at the second to last corner. So FH then will be thanking. He will he got really annoyed with Cormac yesterday in tier 1, but now Cormac may just have saved his race. So this now really helps FH. I doubt Jimbo or Leclerc will put up much of a fight. Of course, Jimbo being his teammate, and Leclerc with more penalties than him. Of course, Jimbo does have more penalties as well. So now Beebcheeb will only gain 7 points on FH, provided the fact he doesn't have the fastest lap. I think Matty has that. Yes, he does, by quite some margin actually. But is there going to be rain? Because there could still be rain. Horizon, because the sky is really dark now. So, do these guys come into the pits?
I
Beebcheeb
think
does not.
FH does not.
There must be rain on the way.
There's gotta be, because there's no way FH would have pitted right there.
Right on cue. Here's the rain. So this is gonna be really interesting now, because FH now he has actually done an ingenious strategy there, because of course these drivers must have known the rain was coming. FH then could have maybe done an even more ingenious strategy had he pitted for the intermediates. Whether it's a little bit too early or not, we don't know. But FH then, as he's judged that strategy to absolute perfection there. Brilliant strategy call then from for the Irish driver. Alright then, so that has now closed the gap up. And all it takes now is Beebcheeb to get a penalty. And FH then could win this race and be back into the lead of this championship. How many Okay, Beebcheeb does have 2 warnings. How many warnings does FH have? 1. So all it takes now is just Beebcheeb to get 1 more warning, and FH then, as crazy as this sounds, he could win this race. This is mind blowing. Of course, in the intermediate conditions, you're going at a slower pace, so it's less likely that you're going to get a penalty. But it's still very possible for Beebcheeb to do that. And if he does that, and FH stays within 3 seconds, that could be a big help then for FH in this championship. Because rather than Beebcheeb gaining 7 points on him, FH will gain 7 points back, which will put him into the championship, lead. So this is really interesting now. Will these drivers pit onto a set of intermediates?
Yeah, some guys already testing out the inners under the safety car. Dougal, Edgars, Abrar, and Cameron. For the moment of truth, do we see anyone pit? Yeah, here they come.
Beebcheeb does. Oh, FH is going to get held up by his teammate though.
Oh.
That could be. Oh, that's going to cost him a lot of time. Oh, he's going to be stuck there.
Davis didn't pit for the enters.
FH, he should have stayed out.
I wonder if it's not wet enough for enters. But
FH should have stayed out because he's down to P14. He's what has happened? It's something crazy's happened there, because FH is now well out of the points. This is disastrous here for our championship contender, because Beebcheeb, he's still in P4. He's legit P1. So FH has made a crucial mistake in not pitting there. What has happened? What? FH then, he's made a catastrophic mistake there. It could, again, that could be the championship falling through his fingertips here. Because Dougal's not in a legit lead now, because Beebcheeb, he doesn't have any penalties. So this is a perfect opportunity here for Beebcheeb to gain time on these drivers. Eggers, of course, has 12 seconds. This has brought Eggers back into the race, actually. Now I think about it. But Beebcheeb then, this is massive for the championship now. I don't know, but still, could FH have done anything else?
I don't think.
Because yeah, safety car's in.
I don't think he could have. But my question is, Davis is stayed out on the mediums. Darius
I don't think he's made the right call.
Stayed out on the mediums. KDX pitted for softs. Is it maybe not wet enough for inters? Oh, and Jimbo just a 5 second. I'm gonna assume Scary Sprint ran into the back of him.
Oh, this. Actually, no, because of the penalties, that'll then put FH, as far as I can tell, up into P4, I'm gonna say, because of the penalties. But Davis then, he's gonna really struggle because everyone else is on the intermediate safety cars. In Davis then, he cannot get the traction, and here comes Dougal then. He's immediately going to go up the inside. The American Davis then has made another catastrophic mistake, and Dougal then is into the lead of this race, as is Eggers, and Beebcheeb then. Can Davis hold him up? Hold Beebcheeb up here. I think he is going to hold him up going through the end section, but Beebcheeb then easily gets past him. Beebcheeb then is in a legit P1 at the moment. This is crazy stuff then. Davis then, he absolutely has not made the right decision, because look how much he's struggling now on those tyres. Davison absolutely has not made the right call here. Matty then off in the background. This has caused chaos then. Vapor JS they go out the inside, they go 3 wide into turn 12. Look at the cluster of cars here. FH then gets through on these drivers. Yeah, FH then has Davis has absolutely not made the right decision here. FH then is going to get up the inside of KDX, but is Cameron going to have got the inside? No, he doesn't. FH is now back into the points. And where will this put him right now? It'll put him 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 at the moment, but he'll still lose a catastrophic amount of time from Beebcheeb. Round the outside then goes FH on SSR Hamilton. He's not giving up yet, and he's now in legit P5 in this race. FH then up into P9, and the Irish driver is definitely not giving up. He's going on a charge now, and this race is far from over here, as Beebcheeb is now stuck in traffic. FH then, I've just thought of something. Could FH have a wet setup? Because that would explain why he was so slow in qualifying. Scaris then out in the pit lane. Where is
Davis retires? Davis retires on track.
Yeah.
VSC.
Oh, VSC.
See, I wonder.
So
I wonder, like you said, does FH have a wet setup?
Could do. Wait, how has Leclerc got past Beebcheeb? How's he done that then? Bit weird. Very weird. Oh, Leclerc lets him back through again. That was odd, but now as it stands, Beebcheeb would be in legit P2 and FH would be in legit P5. So at the moment, FH would only lose 8 points. But of course, Beebcheeb then, can he get on the back of Dougal then? That could be interesting. Jimbo then gets past Abra. Jimbo then will be trying to help his teammate out as much as possible. But at the moment, Beebcheeb is not in a legit race lead. That belongs to Dougal. Dougal then. That'll once again be crucial for the championship because Dougal will be helping FH then with damage limitation. But can FH go up any more positions? Of course, it all depends if Abra gets another penalty, because FH then he could get within 3 seconds of Abra, and maybe then get a legit P4, which would mean that he'll only lose 6 points in the championship. FH gets a penalty though. Oh no. That's gonna really hurt him now, because that will mean now, where will he be now? He'll be Jimbo then, up the inside of Leclerc then, into turn 12, and he'll get through, and he'll try to get through then. I'm trying to work out where FH will be now. That's Matty.
I think I don't know. I don't know, because Jimbo has 11 seconds, but it has a 5 second that he's going to get removed most likely.
6 seconds.
And then Leclerc.
Oh, I saw Hamilton's out.
I don't know. I know Leclerc had a 5 second for ignoring yellow flags, and then he had a 5 second for crossing the white line too early on the pit entry, or sorry, pit exit. So we'll see what the stewards say with those penalty removals, but this could be very, very huge for the championship if FH can't start gaining spots. But it looks like he's struggling.
Yeah. Perhaps he wasn't on a wet setup then. Perhaps he just simply struggles around this track. Someone who's definitely not struggling though is Dougal. Dougal is absolutely racing away at the front. He's really getting away at the moment, and it's great to watch someone else other than the championship contenders leading this race. But of course, FH then he'll get in front of Draymond. He'll get in front of his teammate. Might get in front of Leclerc. He'll definitely get in front of Edgars. So that's 4 positions. So exactly what I thought. P5 at the moment. Beebcheeb then will be in legit P2, which will mean then Beebcheeb will score 18 and FH will score 10. So 8 points then. Oh, JS then trying to go up the inside of Draymond then. That will help FH then. It will slow down Draymond. Of course, it won't really matter because Vapor JS has no penalties and Draymond has 6 seconds. So it won't really matter on that front. We've got a few battles going here. Beebcheeb then trying to get past Edgars on the outside. FH then. Oh, he almost loses it on the exit of 12. He's then going to try and go round the outside of Vapor JS. This is a really committed move here for the Irish driver, and he gets through. But of course he's got... Oh, Vapor JS gets the cutback though. This is not what FH needs. He's got to try and stick it round the outside. But Vapor JS sticks it round the outside and he stays ahead. So that will not help FH at the slightest right now. Oh, FH done up the inside of Vapor JS. Does he manage to get it stopped? Yes, he does, but Vapor JS then he's still fighting with him. So Vapor JS then up the hill then. He dives it down the inside once again. And I believe Vapor JS managed to get past again. But FH then he's lost a lot of time to Draymond, Abra, and his teammate.
FH lost a lot of time battling with Vapor there. That is not at all what FH wanted.
No, absolutely not. He's well, he wants his championship badly, but right now it's not going his way. Oh, that's a bit of a slide there for Edgars. Oh, look! Oh, Leclerc then trying to go up the inside of Beebcheeb. Not like it'll make much difference. But Leclerc then will try and hold up Beebcheeb then. Here comes Leclerc then up the inside. I think it's... No, it's not.
FH around the outside of Vapor, but Vapor's going to stay right with him. Very wide goes Vapor. F8
Gets
is going to
him.
go around the outside and it's finally going to... Nope, here
Not
comes
quite.
Vapor.
The rain stopped again, though. So... Ooh. This could be interesting.
I
don't think it's unscripted weather.
I think it's too late for dry tires, or it will be. Yeah, it is too late. But
yeah.
FH now finally in front of Vapor. So Vapor or not Vapor. FH doesn't have to worry about Vapor anymore.
No. So now FH, he'll be ahead of his teammate, so that'll be a position, so that'll be P7. He'll be ahead of Dramer, so that'll be P6. Oh, DRS has been enabled. That was a very quick rain period, but... FH then, it'll be all about who can manage their tyre temperatures best. Because if Beebcheeb's good at that, then maybe that could help him. These drivers are they've really got to manage their tyre temperatures at the end of this race. Vapor then gets a 3 second, so FH then will now be in a legit P8 at the moment, P7, sorry P6, P5 at the moment, maybe even P4, because yeah, I reckon it'll be P4 because
Beebcheeb,
because ETSR, but Leclerc's then up the inside. He's really trying to get past Beebcheeb here. He's trying to go to the inside, but he doesn't quite get it done. F8 up the inside, Dramer then. So Dramer then struggling. F8 is coming into his own at the end of this race. Beebcheeb then really struggling on those tyres.
Dramer almost hit FH. Went for a late dive and almost wrecked FH, but FH now gets by him. Last lap, this is going to be an eventful final lap.
Exactly. All two alphas going side by side. Here, Leclerc then gets past his teammate, but of course, Beebcheeb, we can see he's struggling at the moment. Because he's only got a 3 second advantage now to his championship rival. So FH, he's now in a legit, yeah, he is now up into P4. So he'll only lose 6 points now, which will once again be crucial in this championship. FH, he's made a fantastic recovery through the field, but the question is, will he stay there? Because these drivers. Jimbo then up the inside of Edgar's. Edgar's then struggling all of a sudden on this final. F8 then up the inside. Edgar's has got some sort of problem. Can F8 then maybe get past Abra to maybe get another position? That'll put him up into P3 now. This has been a phenomenal recovery here for FH. Hit up the inside. Edgar's tries it, but he doesn't quite have a go. FH then, can he try and get Abra on this final lap to get a very unlikely podium here? This is going to be so... Oh, FH almost loses it on the exit. This is so climactic between these drivers. Abra then loses it. He goes really wide.
Oh,
FH really close. But meanwhile, Dougal then is going to win a dominant drive here in USA, but Beebcheeb then is going to come home in P2. Leclerc then in P3. Jimbo in P4.
F8.
Sorry,
P4.
no. That's a timing glitch.
Yeah, I would say
with Dougal. Yeah, that's a timing glitch. So then, what a race then between these drivers. Dougal then wins in Kota, ahead of Beebcheeb in second, Abra in third. FH, a brilliant recovery to recover to P4. Dramer then P5, Jimbo P6, 7th is VaporTS, 8th is Leclerc, 9th is Edgar's, 10th is Striker, 11th is Cameron, 12th will be KDX, and 13th will be Alabama Outlaw. But I gotta say, Dougal, to gain down that gap, I wasn't expecting that. Not gonna lie. Absolutely standout drive for Dougal today, and FH. That is an incredibly crucial result there. He minimalizes the amount Beebcheeb gains on him. 13 points then going into the final 2 rounds of this season. What a race once again from these tier 2 guys.
Great race.
Alright then. So we'll now get the top 3 in. So once their gamer cards come up. Yeah, so the championship he keeps the FH keeps the championship close, but Beebcheeb then crucially gains more points on his championship rival. He has a 13-point advantage now going into the final 2 rounds of the season. Of course, we still have 52 points left on offer, so still plenty of points for FH to gain. But of course, he's gonna have a fight on his hands. Should be Dougal up on the top step of the podium. So then, it's Dougal then. That's the timing glitch. It's Dougal then who takes victory ahead of Beebcheeb and Abra. We'll just get them in now. Oh, the party's open. Never mind. No, it's not. You just invited. All right then. So we are now getting them all in. We'll just get Beebcheeb in as well.
Beebcheeb on Do Not Disturb, so that's not.
I'll invite him anyway. But still, a great drive, a great performance once again. Tier 2 put on for us. So I think then we should start with our 3rd place man, that F1 boy.
Yeah. So that was unexpected.
Yeah. You once again proved that it was that penalties are everything round here. But you seem to be struggling a bit once the intermediates came out that window. Did you feel a little bit intimidated when FH was right behind you, or did you just remain calm and relaxed?
No, not really. I was just struggling to find the correct braking points and the traction zones, really, because it was such a sudden change from the intermediates. It was a bit hard to adjust to it.
Yeah. It was I'd say a relatively quiet race from you up until that point. Of course, that was
quite action-packed. So on the start, I lost some positions and then I spun. So I had to overtake a few people, get back up, and then the safety car basically saved me. So that's why I ended up in P3.
Also, that result is crucial because it allows you to gain points on the drivers behind you for third in the championship. So do you reckon at the end of the season you could be the second runner-up for Tier 2 Season 4?
I don't think I can challenge FH or Beebcheeb, but I'll definitely be trying to go after Leclerc for the 3rd place spot in the championship.
Yeah. So Thrasher, then, do you have any questions for our 2nd place man?
No, I don't. Just great podium though.
Yeah. All right then. So we'll move on to our 2nd place man. There was a timing glitch, so it should have been Beebcheeb, who is our 2nd place man.
Hi.
Yeah. So quite an action-packed race for you there. Of course, I suspect you constantly had the championship on your mind, and it was a great drive for you, but unfortunately the rain kind of came at the wrong. You kind of pitted at the wrong time because then that allowed Dougal to get away. Do you regret pitting a lap earlier under safety car?
No,
later?
not really. I mean, I would have had the win, and I've actually got some good news for you. I had a mate in the party who was listening to FH's stream, and he was just telling all of his mates to just hold me up and send it on me, which is great. Unfortunately, he doesn't save his streams, but he has just admitted it to it in the main chat, which is always nice. So I had the pace, to be honest. I had the pace to stay with Doug on the Inters, but obviously I had Edgar's just holding everyone up, which was nice. Yeah, I mean, I should have had the win. I had it in the dry easily. I would have been within 3 seconds of Doug, or had I not had someone hold me up. But you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'll be making a ticket about it because it's fucking amazing. The fact that they have to have all these people team up on me to try and beat me. It's just quite funny, to be honest.
I actually wanted
It's
I wanted Edgar's to go faster because I was afraid of the people behind me. So.
Yeah, I mean, we heard everything FH said. I mean, it's just a shame he doesn't save his streams. To be honest, it would have been really funny going and get all those clips. But here we are. I mean, if he wants to try and beat me by cheating, he can try.
Well, though, it's he's not doing it at the moment because you can get more points on him in the championship now. I believe it's up to 12 now. So does that give you confidence that now the gaps are bigger up at the top?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, Mexico and Brazil, I'm really strong there. I mean, all I need to do is beat him, and so that's just what I'm going to focus on. So as long as I can outscore him, I've won the championship, and I'm relatively confident about it.
Okay, then we'll find out in the final 2 rounds in Mexico and Brazil. But Thrasher, do you have any questions for our second place man?
Yeah. So obviously, you know, the short rain period there, towards the end, but other than that, you were definitely, I think, one, if not the fastest car, in the dry. Do you think that can help your confidence going into the final 2 races if they're fully dry?
Yeah, I mean, I actually practice more than I normally do for this. Usually I don't really do much practice. I might do some time trial for half an hour before the start, but I actually did some proper prep for this. I think, maybe half an hour to an hour on time trial on a 50% race. And the fact that this is my weaker of the 3 circuits, and I got 150th in the world, I'm looking pretty confident for Mexico and Brazil. But, you know, we'll see how it is. Oh, I've been muted in main chat. Lovely.
I just saw that.
Good things you'll have to see.
Open a ticket.
Oh, I will.
Oh man. All right then. So then we'll move on to our race winner for today, Dougal. Oh man. I gotta say, where the hell did that come from? Because you just seem to almost step it up a gear at the end of the race because you almost dominated that last stint. Just tell us how you feel about getting that win today.
Yeah, I feel alright. I mean, didn't have any pace in the dry, had pace in the wet. Safety car came at the right time, really. About it.
Yeah, it was it was an inspired strategy call in under SC. You clearly had the pace in the wet because you just kept pulling on Beebcheeb. Of course, whilst that may have been a little bit staged, it was still a phenomenal drive from you. Does that win now give you confidence for more wins and potential championship fights in the future?
Maybe in the future, yeah, but I mean, going into Mexico and Brazil, not really, because not my strongest tracks, but we'll just see.
Yeah. Thrasher, do you have any questions for our race winner today?
Yeah, so early in the race, you and FH had the same strategy. You went on the mediums, and pretty much ran him all the way till the rain period, which luckily in your guys' favor, safety car came out. So with that said, do you feel like the rain stint helped you? Well, obviously it helped you, but before the rain stint, did you feel like at any point your race was over?
I certainly thought points was a doubt. But I mean, the rain came at the perfect time to the point that me and Edgar's pulled into the pits at exactly the same time and ended up first and second on track by the end of the safety car. So I think if it wasn't for that, probably wouldn't have got points. But you know.
Yeah. So then, that's it for us then. Here at COTA. Join us next week then for we'll be at the Circuit de Hermanos Rodriguez, I should say. In Mexico. That's quite fun to say. But we'll be here next time then for the Mexican Grand Prix for round 14 of the championship. Of course, tier 3, sorry, will be on the Friday. Of course, suspecting a very close fight in the championship there. Same with tier 4 on the Saturday, and then of course we'll have tier 1 as well. And then we'll have tier 5 and tier 2 on the Sunday. But for now, I've been GSR8F1. GSR Thrasher has been my co-commentator, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.